first time in, I think, 4 years now, the Trump administration is making them take away end racism, which they had written in the end zone, right?
It just seems silly. I mean,
to do it or not to do it?
Why get rid of it?
Oh, I could tell you why.
I know, but it's just like
if you're a racist and you see end racism in the end zone, you're going to stop being a racist? But I think it's an asshole to nag us during a football game about something that doesn't change anything or anything. If I'm not a racist and I see it, it doesn't matter. And if I am a racist, it's going to make me more of a racist. In 2020.
For the first time in years, the Trump administration ordered the NFL to remove end racism from the end zones. And honestly, the whole thing feels performative. If you're not racist, the message does nothing. If you are racist, it doesn't magically change your worldview. Writing slogans on a football field isn't activism. It's symbolism without substance. And nagging fans during a game won't fix a problem that requires real solutions.
I think 4 years now, the Trump administration is making them take away end racism, which they had written in the end zone, right?
it just seems silly. I mean,
to do it or not to do it?
Why get rid of it?
Oh, I could tell you why.
I know, but it's just like
because it was stupid to begin with.
Yeah, but
let me ask you, who's it for? And if you're a racist and you see end racism in the end zone, you're going to stop.
In one of the most jaw-dropping moments of 2020, Bill Maher torched the woke movement live on CNN. What started as a calm panel discussion turned into a verbal flamethrower. Maher didn't yell, he used common sense, which somehow hit harder. His argument was simple. Slogans don't change behavior. They just make people feel morally superior for doing nothing.
So to nag us during a football game about something that doesn't change anything or anything. If I'm not a racist and I see it, it doesn't matter. And if I am a racist, it's going to make me more of a racist.
Like, I think if you write "don't be an asshole" in the end zone, everybody will agree with that.
Maher compared end racism slogans to printing "eat healthy" on a bag of chips. It sounds good, but it changes nothing. Racists don't feel enlightened by slogans. They feel mocked or emboldened. This, Maher argued, is textbook woke behavior. Catchy phrases, zero results. Real progress requires policy, not bumper sticker politics.
We would have inquiries. We would request information. We would want cabinet secretaries and assistant secretaries and deputy secretaries to come before committee. We would send letter after letter after letter and get no response. The Biden administration operated literally in the shadows. They would not tell you anything that was going on. At least Donald Trump puts it out in the litany of orders that come out that day. Here's what we're doing today. We're going into the Department of Justice. We are taking these attorneys and they are under supervisory review, or however they choose to phrase it. You knew nothing that was going on in Joe Biden's presidency. So if democracy truly dies in darkness, I would rather have an executive tell me what they're doing as opposed to hiding it from the American.
When guests tried defending the slogan, Maher showed no mercy. If these messages worked, society would already be post-racial. Instead, they've become corporate PR tricks, hollow gestures meant to signal virtue, not solve problems. Wokeness, Maher argued, isn't about fixing issues. It's about looking like you care.
A trend now among liberal women of wearing blue bracelets to signal that they're Kamala voters and therefore safe to approach and talk to, because God forbid you fall into some checkout line chit-chat with, gasp, a Republican. And many young women are now also pledging never to have sex with any man who voted for Trump. Really? That's your big plan? Embargoing the pussy? It's so egotistical, as if the ultimate punishment is not letting people have you. Hey, you know what? You weren't fucking Trump-type guys anyway. Well, except for Taylor.
Maher also highlighted a deeper issue, government transparency. He argued that under Biden, critical decisions happened in the shadows. Unanswered letters, hidden actions, silence. Under Trump, you knew exactly what the administration was doing whether you liked it or not. And if democracy dies in darkness, secrecy is far more dangerous than blunt honesty.
Our kids to have a shot. Well, you keep talking about kids. He also won because parents were a little fed up with parents coming in second in a who says what goes with my kids contest.
Right. But which Democrat is for that? I mean, I have kids. I mean, most Democrats believe that parents should have a say in their kids' education. These have been
here in California, I think the governor here used the word snitch.
Yeah.
Like a parent, if you
Dime them out. Tell the parent. Point them out. The parents will be in trouble.
If the kid switched genders in school, you know, they hid that from the parent.
And as a
I'm
guy
not a
that was
parent,
born
but
in the Bronx, raised in the streets of New York, I can assure you, snitch has an entirely different meaning than what they believe. I can promise you.
The Hunter Biden laptop was dismissed as Russian disinformation, until it wasn't. The Chinese spy balloon stayed quiet until it couldn't. The Twitter files revealed coordination between government and big tech to suppress dissent. Meanwhile, Trump's every tweet triggered media hysteria. Different standards, same press. And the audience noticed.
Gen Zers say the authors of the Constitution are best described as villains. Wow. In 1776, James Monroe was 18. Alexander Hamilton was 21 and James Madison 25. Joe Biden was only 30. America's founders, they were the Gen Z of their day. And when they were your age, they started a country. What the fuck have you...
From blue bracelets signaling political safety to vows of sexual embargo against Trump voters, Maher mocked the absurdity. The idea that withholding intimacy is a political strategy isn't empowerment, it's ego. The woke culture has turned social interaction into ideological checkpoints, replacing dialogue with division. Clip 8. That's why Bill Maher stands out. He doesn't belong to a party, he belongs to common sense. In a world where comedians fear jokes and journalists fear truth, Maher speaks freely. He roasts hypocrisy, exposes nonsense, and refuses to coddle outrage mobs. Love him or hate him, he says what others are too afraid to say, and that's why people keep watching.
CNN report discovered that at least 35 Disney employees had been arrested for sex crimes against children, and in 2021, Disney Child Education Party, and you've turned schools and colleges into a joke. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and...
At the end of the day, the woke movement didn't lose because of racism or sexism, it lost because people got tired of being talked down to. Ordinary Americans weren't asking for slogans, lectures, or moral superiority. They wanted honesty, safety, affordability, and stability. Instead, they got empty gestures, censorship, and activists pretending symbols equal progress. Bill Maher nailed it. When politics becomes performance instead of problem-solving, people tune out. And that's exactly what happened. The louder the woke crowd screamed, the more voters quietly walked away.
Embargoing the pussy. It's so egotistical, as if the ultimate punishment is not letting people have you. Hey, you know what? You weren't fucking Trump-type guys anyway. Well, except for Taylor. A trend now among liberal women of wearing blue bracelets to signal that they're Kamala voters and therefore safe to approach and talk to, because God forbid you fall into some checkout line chit-chat with, gasp, a Republican. And many young women are now also pledging never to have sex with any man who voted for Trump. Really? That's your big plan?
What makes Bill Maher dangerous to the woke establishment isn't anger, it's clarity. He proves you don't need to scream, cancel, or censor to win an argument. You just need common sense. And that's exactly why they hate him. In today's culture, asking basic questions gets you labeled, mocked, or silenced. But Maher refuses to play along. He reminds people that real progress doesn't come from slogans, outrage, or virtue signaling. It comes from honesty. And when honesty becomes controversial, that tells you everything you need to know about how broken the system really is.